You smell him before you see him. Wood smoke, animal fat, and something else. Something wild that makes your modern brain scream predator. The bushes part, and your breath catches. He's 5 feet tall, but built like a linebacker made of granite. Every muscle visible through scarred skin. Each one twice the size of yours. His chest. Jesus Christ, his chest is like a barrel, expanding with each breath that sounds like a bellows. His eyes lock onto yours. They're 15% larger than any human eyes you've ever seen, and in this twilight, they catch light like a wolf's. Intelligence burns there. Not primitive, not savage, just different. He's reading you the same way you're reading him, and his hand, those massive fingers that could snap your wrist like a twig, slowly moves to the spear at his side. The spear is thicker than anything Homo sapiens would carry. You'd need both hands just to lift it. He holds it one-handed, casual, like you'd hold a pencil. 40,000 years ago, this is Europe. You're the invader here. His people have owned this continent for 200,000 years. They've survived ice ages that would kill you in hours. That barrel chest processes 40% more oxygen than your lungs ever could. Those thick bones have taken hits from cave bears and healed. That nose, massive and wide, can smell your fear from 50 yards away. He steps closer. The ground literally trembles. He weighs 200 pounds of pure, condensed muscle. No fat, no waste. Every ounce designed for explosive violence. Scientists will later calculate he could bench press 500 pounds without training. Right now, all you know is that you're looking at humanity's apex predator, and you're made of meat. His skin is thicker than yours, literally. Genetic adaptations made his hide more like leather than human skin. Scars crosshatch his arms and chest. Not random injuries. These are patterns. Claw marks from wrestling cave lions. Puncture wounds from mammoth tusks. Each one healed, survived, conquered. He makes a sound. Not quite words, not quite growl. His vocal cords are different, positioned higher. The sound resonates in that massive chest cavity. It's communication, but not like yours. It's older, deeper. It bypasses your rational brain and speaks directly to the part of you that still remembers being prey. You're Homo sapiens. You're supposed to be the smart one, the winner, the survivor. But standing here, watching him breathe steam into the frozen air, muscles coiled like steel cables under skin that could turn a blade, you understand the truth. You didn't win because you were stronger. You won because they died. And right now, in this moment, with his hand on that spear and 500 pounds of bench press potential about to uncoil, you're not sure that was supposed to happen. You're crouched in the snow, watching something that shouldn't be possible. 6 Neanderthals, 3 males, 3 females, are facing down a woolly mammoth. Not with bows, not with clever traps. They're going to wrestle it to death. The mammoth is 14 feet tall, 6 tons of muscle and rage. Its tusks could punch through a modern car. One stomp would turn your skeleton into powder. The Neanderthals are smiling. The lead male, you can tell by the scars, the way others defer to him, is maybe 5 feet 4. Next to the mammoth, he looks like a child's toy. Until he moves. Then you see it, the way his thighs bunch with each step, each muscle group visible through skin pulled tight. His shoulders are wider than your entire torso. His forearms look like bridge cables. They've been tracking this mammoth for 3 days. Not following, herding, using fire and noise to exhaust it, drive it toward this narrow valley where it can't build momentum for a charge. You realize this isn't hunting. It's engineering. The mammoth trumpets. The sound hits you like a physical force. Your every instinct screams run. The Neanderthals spread out, spears raised. Not throwing spears, thrusting spears. They're going in close. The first female moves. Christ, she's fast. Those short legs with oversized muscles launch her forward in explosive bursts. The mammoth swings its trunk, 2,000 pounds of striking force. She doesn't dodge, she catches it. Your brain refuses to process what you're seeing. She's wrapped both arms around the trunk, her feet digging trenches in the permafrost as the mammoth tries to shake her loose. The muscles in her back expand like wings. Her grip strength, researchers will later calculate it at 300 pounds per square inch, is turning the mammoth's primary weapon into a liability. That's when the males strike. They don't aim for the heart or lungs. Too much bone and muscle protecting those. They go for the tendons. Achilles tendons thick as your arm, now being sawed through by spear points sharp enough to shave with. The lead male is underneath the mammoth, literally underneath a 6-ton animal, driving his spear up into the soft tissue behind the knee. The mammoth's scream changes pitch. Pain now, real pain. It tries to rear up, but the female is still anchored to its trunk, her body weight, 180 pounds of hyperdense muscle, keeping its head down. Another male launches himself at its side, not stabbing but climbing, using his insane grip strength to scale the mammoth like a hairy mountain. You understand now why their bones were twice as thick as yours. Why their joints were reinforced like a gorilla's. This wasn't hunting. This was controlled violence on a scale your species never attempted. The mammoth is weakening. Blood steams in the Arctic air. The Neanderthals are taking damage too. One male's shoulder is dislocated, hanging at an impossible angle. He doesn't stop. He can't feel pain the way you do. His nervous system is wired differently, designed to keep functioning through trauma that would put you in shock. 20 minutes. That's how long it takes 6 Neanderthals to bring down a mammoth using nothing but spears and their bodies. When it finally falls, the ground shakes hard enough to knock snow from trees 100 yards away. They'll eat for months off this kill. Every part will be used. But watching them stand there, blood-covered and victorious, you realize something that chills you more than the Arctic wind. They didn't need to evolve better weapons. They were the weapon. You're in the cave when they bring him back and you can't understand why he's still alive. His right arm is gone. Not broken, gone. Torn off at the shoulder by a cave bear that should have killed him instantly. The wound is raw, weeping blood that steams in the cold air. Bone fragments of his shoulder blade glint white through the red. He's walking. The others support him, but he's walking. A modern human would be in shock, dead from blood loss, screaming in agony. He's giving directions, gesturing with his remaining arm toward the back of the cave where they keep the medicinal plants. His breathing is steady, controlled. Like losing a limb is an inconvenience, not a death sentence. You watch them work. No panic. They've done this before. The elderly female, the one with hands that shake from age but never from fear, packs the wound with moss and crushed yarrow, natural antibiotics, coagulants. Knowledge passed down through generations of surviving the unsurvivable. His bones tell the story of a lifetime of violence. The skull, when they clean the blood away, shows old fractures. His face is asymmetrical from breaks that healed wrong. His left eye is clouded, blind from some previous trauma. Both ear canals are sealed with bone growth from repeated damage. He's deaf, and he's smiling. Not from madness, from something else. Pride, maybe. He held the bear off while the children escaped. The claw marks across his chest, 4 parallel gouges deep enough to show rib, are proof of that. Each breath bubbles blood, suggesting punctured lung. He keeps breathing anyway. 3 months later, you see him again. The stump has healed into a twisted mass of scar tissue. He's adapted. Watch him hunt one-armed, using his teeth as a third hand to hold the spear while he adjusts his grip. His remaining arm has doubled in size, muscle compensating for what's missing. He's not unique. Look around the tribe. That female with the limp? Saber-toothed cat shattered her femur 5 summers ago. It healed wrong, shorter than the other leg. She's still the fastest runner in the group. Her gait adapted to use the shortened leg as a pivot point for explosive direction changes. The young male with the crooked spine? Born that way. Would have died in any other species. Here, he's the toolmaker. His twisted posture actually helps him sit for hours napping flint, an angle that reduces strain on his malformed vertebrae. They break, but they don't stay broken. Their bones are twice as thick as yours, designed to crack rather than shatter. Their joints are reinforced with dense cartilage that can take impacts that would destroy your skeleton. When they do break, they heal faster, stronger, the bone laying down extra calcium at the fracture site like natural armor. But it's not just physical. Watch the one-armed hunter's son. 7 years old, already learning to hunt. His father teaches him using gestures, unable to hear or speak clearly. The child understands anyway. When the father demonstrates a spear thrust, the child mirrors it perfectly, then adjusts his stance to account for his father's missing arm, unconsciously learning to protect that vulnerable side. This is what 79% injury rate looks like, not weakness, adaptation. Every scar is a lesson. Every healed break is evolution in real time. They survive what would kill you, then they teach their children how they did it. The one-armed hunter will live another 20 years. Blind, deaf, maimed, he'll still contribute. Still hunt, still teach. When he finally dies, it won't be from his injuries, it will be from us. But that's a story for another chapter. You hear it before you see it. A sound like thunder in the mountain. The cave bear emerges from the darkness, and your brain simply refuses to accept the scale. 12 feet tall on its hind legs. 1,500 pounds. Claws like curved daggers, each one longer than your hand. This isn't an animal. It's a biological tank, and it's coming for the children. The Neanderthal response is instantaneous. No screaming, no panic. They've drilled this. The mothers grab children, not to run, but to position them. Back of the cave, behind the fire line. The adolescents, 13, 14 years old, already have torches in hand. They've been training for this since they could walk. The males don't charge forward. That's what the bear expects. Instead, they spread out, creating angles, making the bear choose. The bear chooses wrong. It goes for the easiest target. The elderly female by the fire. She's 50, ancient by Ice Age standards. Slow, weak. Except she's not the target. She's the bait. As the bear lunges, she drops flat. Not away, toward it, under its reach. The bear's momentum carries it forward into the trap they've created. 3 males hit it simultaneously from different angles. Not with spears, with their bodies. The lead male, 200 pounds of condensed muscle, strikes the bear's knee from the side. You hear the joint pop. Another male has wrapped himself around the bear's neck from behind. Those massive arms that can bench press 500 pounds, now crushing the bear's windpipe. The third drives a spear between ribs, not trying to kill, but to cause pain, to distract. The bear's roar changes pitch. Confusion now. It's been ambushed by prey. But cave bears don't die easily. It rolls, a move that would crush a modern human into paste. The Neanderthal on its back doesn't let go. His skeleton, twice as dense as yours, absorbs the impact. His grip never loosens. Those oversized lungs keep pulling oxygen even as 1,500 pounds grinds him into the cave floor. The bear makes a mistake. It rears up, trying to shake off its attackers. That exposes its belly. The females strike. They've been waiting for this. Shorter spears, designed for close work, punch through the soft tissue below the ribs. Not random stabs. Targeted strikes at organs they know from generations of butchering. Blood sprays across cave walls that will still show the stains 40,000 years later. The bear is dying but not dead. Dying cave bears are when they're most dangerous. It lashes out with those claws, catching a young male across the face. His cheekbone shatters. You hear it crack like breaking wood. His eye socket collapses. He doesn't go down. Can't afford to. Down means dead. Instead, he drives forward, inside the bear's reach, adding his weight to the pile. They're not trying to outfight it anymore. They're using physics. 6 Neanderthals, combined weight over half a ton, pinning the bear while it bleeds out. It takes 17 minutes. 17 minutes of holding down 1,500 pounds of desperate, dying rage. When it finally stops moving, they don't release immediately. They've learned. Bears play dead. They wait another 5 minutes, spears ready, before the male with the crushed face finally lets go. Later, examining the corpse, you count their strategy. 37 spear wounds, each one placed with surgical precision. The killing blow came from the elderly female, the bait. While everyone fought, she'd crawled beneath the melee and driven a flint knife directly into the bear's heart from below. They'll eat this bear for weeks. Use its hide for warmth, its bones for tools, its fat for lamp fuel. The male with the crushed face will heal, though his eye never recovers. Another scar for the collection. Another story for the children. But here's what stays with you. The children watched. 4-year-olds saw the whole thing. This was their education. By 7, they'd be holding torches. By 14, joining the fight. By 20, leading it. Every Neanderthal child grew up knowing that monsters were real, monsters could be killed, and the only thing standing between them and death was the strength of their tribe. No wonder they were unbreakable. The bears knew it too. That's why, toward the end, cave bears started avoiding Neanderthal caves altogether. Even monsters can learn fear. You're belly down in the mud, watching them prepare for something insane. Below you, in the valley, 30 aurochs graze. Wild cattle, each one 6 feet tall at the shoulder, 2,000 pounds of muscle and horn. One kick could shatter your rib cage. One horn thrust could punch through your torso like tissue paper. The Neanderthals are going to charge them, on foot, with handheld spears. The hunting party is 8 strong, 5 males, 3 females. They've been fasting for 2 days, heightening their senses. You can smell them from here, a sharp, predatory scent that makes your hindbrain nervous. They're painted with mud and ochre, not for camouflage, but for ritual. Each stripe represents a previous kill. The lead male is more paint than skin. They're not talking, don't need to. 200,000 years of hunting the same way has made this genetic. Each hunter knows their role like breathing. The youngest, maybe 16, keeps touching a tooth hanging from his neck, his first kill trophy. His hands are steady, but his pupils are dilated. Adrenaline already pumping. The signal is a whistle that sounds like a bird. They explode from cover. Christ, they're fast! Those short legs with massive thighs launch them forward in 30-foot bounds. They're not running like humans. They're leaping, using their oversized muscles for explosive acceleration. 0 to 20 miles per hour in 3 seconds. The aurochs hear them coming, but it's already too late. The Neanderthals aren't heading for the weak or the young. They're targeting the bull, the biggest, strongest, most dangerous animal in the herd. This isn't about easy meat. It's about something else. Dominance, proof, maybe just because they can. The bull turns to face them, and you realize why they painted themselves. In the morning sun, covered in red ochre, they look like demons. The bull hesitates for one crucial second. They hit it like a wave. The first hunter goes low, driving his spear into the bull's front leg, severing tendons. The bull's bellow shakes the ground. It tries to gore him, but he's already rolled away, using momentum from his sprint. The second and third hunters hit simultaneously from opposite sides, spears punching between ribs. But it's the fourth hunter that makes your jaw drop. She doesn't use her spear. She jumps, literally jumps onto the bull's back, those massive hands with 300-pound grip strength locking onto its horns. The bull bucks, a motion that would launch you into orbit. She doesn't budge. Her thighs, each one thicker than your waist, clamp down on the bull's spine. She's riding it. The bull spins, trying to shake her. That's what they wanted. It's distracted now, focused on the weight on its back instead of the spears finding its organs. The lead male slides underneath a bucking aurochs, and drives his spear up into its heart. The precision required for this kill is astronomical. Miss by 3 inches, you hit bone. Miss by 6, you're trampled. He doesn't miss. The bull takes 4 steps, shudders, and collapses. The female rides it down, jumping clear at the last second. The entire hunt took less than 2 minutes. They don't celebrate. Not yet. The herd has scattered, but they're already tracking the next target. See, this isn't subsistence hunting. They're going to kill 3 more before noon. 8,000 pounds of meat. Far more than 8 people can eat. This is industrial-scale slaughter, Ice Age style. By midday, 4 aurochs lie dead. The Neanderthals are barely winded, Those enlarged lungs processing oxygen at rates that would kill you. They butcher with assembly line efficiency. The males crack bones for marrow while still warm. The females strip hide in sheets that will become winter clothes. Nothing is wasted, but everything is excessive. They'll carry 50 pounds of meat each back to camp, 10 miles, up a mountain. Their backs don't even bow under the weight. You realize this is why they needed to be so strong. Not for survival, for dominance. They didn't hunt because they were hungry. They hunted because they could. Because bringing down a 2,000-pound bull with your bare hands sends a message to every other predator in the ecosystem. We are the apex. Everything else is prey, including, eventually, us. But they didn't know that yet. You wake in darkness to the sound of breathing. Not just your own. 30 Neanderthals sharing this cave, their exhalations creating a rhythm like the earth itself breathing. The child next to you, maybe 4 years old, has burrowed against your side for warmth. Their body temperature runs hotter than yours, 101 degrees Fahrenheit baseline, making them living furnaces in the frozen dark. First light creeps across the cave mouth. The watchman, one-eyed and ancient at 40, hasn't moved all night. He doesn't sleep anymore, hasn't for years, just watches. His damaged ears can't hear approaching predators, but his remaining eye catches movement in darkness better than your night vision goggles would. The fire tender is already working. A woman whose burn scars tell the story of decades keeping flames alive. She doesn't rebuild the fire. It never died. Hasn't for 3 generations. She feeds it with precise movements, each piece of wood chosen for burn duration, heat output. This is chemistry without formulas, engineering without equations. Children wake differently here. No crying. Crying brings predators. Even infants learn silence early or don't learn anything ever again. They communicate in touches, gestures, expressions your modern brain can barely read. Morning routine is biological clockwork. Adults check children for injuries, parasites, fever. A boy shows a cut on his palm. His mother doesn't coddle. She lets the grandmother examine it. The old woman's hands, gnarled from arthritis but steady from experience, probe the wound. She makes a sound. Approval. It's clean. Will heal. The boy, maybe 6, doesn't flinch as she packs it with chewed herbs that sting like acid. Breakfast isn't a meal, it's engineering. Last night's kill gets portioned by invisible hierarchy. The pregnant female gets organ meat, rich in nutrients her body craves. Growing adolescents receive bone marrow, fat-rich brain food for their developing mass. The one-armed hunter gets the same portion as anyone else. Disability doesn't mean less. Not here. You watch a mother teaching her daughter to process hide, not with words. Neanderthal vocal cords can't make your range of sounds. She demonstrates, her massive hands moving with delicate precision, scraping, stretching, checking thickness by holding it to light. The daughter, maybe 8, mimics perfectly. Her hands are already stronger than yours will ever be. The hunters left before dawn. You didn't hear them go. Middle of the day belongs to maintenance. Tools need sharpening, weapons need binding, clothes need patching. But watch closely. This isn't mindless work. The teenage boy napping Flint is innovating, trying a new technique he maybe saw in a dream. His father watches, doesn't correct. Innovation is survival, even if it fails. 2 women are pregnant, both in their 3rd trimester. They're not resting. Can't afford to. One processes plant fibers into cord, her swollen belly making her adjust position every few minutes. The other teaches children which plants heal, which kill. She makes them smell, taste, carefully, memorize. No books, no writing. Just memory and repetition until knowledge becomes instinct. The afternoon incident happens fast. A child, maybe 5, wanders too close to the cave mouth. The saber-tooth appears from nowhere, must have been watching, waiting. The child doesn't scream, already knows better, just freezes. The response is instantaneous. Not from warriors, from everyone. The pregnant woman moves faster than physics should allow, snatching the child back. The elder with one eye has already grabbed a torch. 3 adolescents form a barrier with spears they weren't holding seconds ago. The saber-tooth calculates odds, decides against it, melts back into shadows. No one comforts the child. Comfort is luxury. Instead, they teach. Show her what she did wrong, where she should have looked, what sign she missed. She nods, absorbing. Next time might not have backup. Evening brings the hunters back. Success, 2 deer, young and fat. But also failure. The lead male's shoulder is dislocated, hanging wrong. They fix it against a cave wall, 4 men holding him while another yanks. The pop echoes. He doesn't scream. Screaming is weakness, and weakness is death. Night falls like a curtain. No twilight at this latitude. The fire grows, pushing back darkness that wants to swallow them. This is when they become human. Stories told in grunts and gestures. Songs that are more rhythm than melody. The children watch adults recreate the hunt, learning through shadow play on cave walls. They sleep in piles, body heat shared, always touching someone. Solitary sleep is death sentence. The new watch takes position. A young female with scars across her throat from something that tried to kill her and failed. Your last conscious thought. They don't survive despite this world. They survive because they've become it. You see them first, shadows moving wrong against the snow. Your Neanderthal hunting party freezes. 8 of you, tracking elk for 2 days, suddenly still as stone. The wind carries their scent, different. Not animal, but not familiar human either. Something else. They emerge from the tree line, and your breath catches. Tall. God, they're tall. The shortest stands eye level with your tallest hunter. But skinny? Their limbs look like they'd snap in strong wind. Their faces are all wrong too. Flat, like someone pressed their features back into their skulls. Small noses that would freeze in real winter. Eyes that sit strange in hairless faces. Homo sapiens. Though you don't have a name for them. Just others. There are 12 of them. You count weapons immediately. Survival instinct. Spears, but different. Thinner, longer. And something else. Bent wood with string. You've never seen a bow before. Don't understand what you're looking at. Won't understand until one of those thin spears flies further than your strongest throw and punches through your cousin's chest. But that's later. Right now, it's just 2 groups of humans, seeing each other across 30 yards of frozen ground. The silence stretches. Your lead hunter, the scarred male who's killed cave bears, doesn't move. His hand is on his spear, but not gripping. Not yet. He's thinking. You can see it. The calculation happening behind eyes that have seen 40 winters. Fight? Flee? Or something else? One of them steps forward. A female, but not built like your females. No visible muscle, arms like twigs. She's holding something. Meat. Fresh kill, still steaming in the cold. She sets it on the ground between your groups, then backs away. Trade. They want to trade. Your leader looks at the meat, then at them. Their weapons are lowered but ready, just like yours. He makes a decision that will echo through millennia. He steps forward. What happens next is painful to watch. Communication through pantomime. Your leader points at the meat, then at them, makes a questioning grunt. They point at you, then at something in their pack. Shells, seashells, hundreds of miles from any ocean. Drilled, strung on plant fiber. Jewelry. Your people don't make jewelry, don't see the point. But the shells are pretty, catching light like frozen water. One of your females, young and curious, reaches for them. The tall people don't stop her. She holds them up, amazed. This could be peace. Should be peace. 2 human species, sharing a moment of curiosity instead of violence. Then your young male, 16 winters, all testosterone and no wisdom, notices their young female. She's fascinating in her wrongness. Tall, graceful, with skin smoother than any Neanderthal. He steps toward her, interested. The reaction is instant. 3 of their males move to block him. Those strange bent wood things suddenly pointed at him. You don't know what arrows are, but instinct recognizes threat. Your hunting party bristles, spears rising. The moment balances on a knife's edge. Your leader makes a sound. Low, rumbling. Not aggressive, calming. He reaches down, picks up the offered meat, tears off a piece with teeth that could crack bones. Chews slowly, deliberately, then offers the rest back to them. Sharing food, universal peace gesture. Their leader, you can tell by how others defer to him, accepts, takes a bite. His face changes at the taste. Your people know how to smoke meat, preserve it with herbs they don't have. He nods appreciation. The shells change hands. The meat is divided. Nobody dies today. But as they leave, walking backward to keep you in sight, you notice something that chills deeper than winter wind. They're not afraid of you. Your people, who wrestle mammoths and fight cave bears, who are nothing but muscle and scar tissue and survival. These skinny strangers look at you like you're the strange ones, like you're the ones who don't belong. One of them, young male with eyes that never stop moving, keeps touching the bent wood thing. He's thinking what you're thinking. We could kill them. Easy. Your leader sees it too. As you walk away, he's already planning where to move camp, how to avoid them, whether avoiding is even possible. 40,000 years from now, archaeologists will find both your camps, sometimes overlapping, sometimes separate. They'll find Neanderthal tools with sapiens designs, sapiens bones with Neanderthal DNA. They'll wonder if you were friends, enemies, lovers. You were all three. But today, you're just two kinds of human, walking away from each other, both wondering if the world is big enough for both. It isn't. You can smell the sickness before you see them. The cave that once held 30 Neanderthals now shelters 9. 2 adult males, both past prime. 3 females, one so pregnant she can barely walk. 4 children, the oldest maybe 12, trying to be adults before their bones are ready. This is Gibraltar, the edge of the world. Behind you, empty continent. In front, the sea. Nowhere left to run. The matriarch, 40 winters, ancient by any measure, coughs blood into her hand. The sickness came with the tall ones, spreading through breath and touch. Your people's bodies, evolved for cold and violence, have no defense against invisible killers from Africa. The others are already gone. Your brother's family fled north, searching for better hunting. Your sister's clan disappeared east, chasing ghosts of mammoth herds that no longer exist. The world that built you is dying, and you're dying with it. The boy brings back his hunt. 2 rabbits. 2 rabbits to feed 9 people. He's proud. Doesn't understand this is failure. His grandfather would have brought aurochs. His father would have brought deer. He brings rabbits, and everyone pretends it's enough. You're the last functional hunter, at 30 already feeling your body break down. That final fight with the cave bear took something that won't come back. Your right shoulder grinds bone on bone when you lift your spear. Your left eye, clouded from infection, sees only shadows. But you go out, every dawn, because that's what you are. The tall one's smoke is visible from the heights. Their camps spread like infection across lands your people held for 200,000 years. You've watched them hunt, throwing sticks that fly impossible distances, working in groups of 40 where you have 4. They take everything, leave nothing. Today, tracking deer, you find something worse. Neanderthal tools, abandoned. Recent, the craftsmanship is familiar. Your cousin's band, the ones who went north. But the camp is empty. No bodies, no signs of violence, just absence, like they evaporated. You understand. They didn't find better hunting. They found the same nothing you're finding. Back at the cave, the pregnant female has started bleeding. The baby comes too early, too small. It doesn't cry. Even in birth, Neanderthal babies know silence. But this silence is different. Final. The mother holds it anyway. Keening sounds that aren't quite words, aren't quite animal. The matriarch makes the decision. Tomorrow, you'll try the crossing. The narrow water to Africa, where legend says the tall ones came from. Maybe their homeland has space for you. Maybe their gods are kinder than their children. You know it's fantasy. The strait is death even in summer. In winter, with sick children and dying elders, suicide. But staying is slower suicide, watching everyone starve in a cave that echoes with ghost voices. That night, you dream of the past. Summer gatherings when 5 clans would meet, 100 strong. The girls with shells in their hair, the boys showing off new spear techniques. Your father lifting you on shoulders that could carry a mammoth haunch. The plenty, the purpose, the world that made sense. You wake to the boy's scream, saber-tooth, ancient and desperate as you, drawn by the smell of death. It has the matriarch by the throat before anyone can move. She doesn't fight. Looks almost grateful as teeth designed for killing close on her windpipe. You drive it off, but too late. She whispers something, might be words, might be just breath leaving. Dies looking at the sea. 7 now. The mathematics of extinction. The remaining male, grandfather to most of the children, makes the choice. No crossing. You'll die here, where at least the bones of ancestors provide company. The children don't understand. Still believe tomorrow will bring the adults back, bring the herds back, bring the world back. You know better. You've become the last. Not through weakness, but through time. The world changed faster than bodies could follow. Every adaptation that saved you for 200,000 years, the muscle, the dense bones, the huge lungs, now chains you to a dying ecosystem. The tall ones don't come to kill you, don't need to. They just take the valleys, the water sources, the migration routes. Leave you the margins, the edges, the nothing. You're not murdered. You're edited out. Your last hunt brings back nothing. The boy's tears are silent. Even grief knows not to bring predators. You have no wisdom to offer, no skill that matters. Just old scars and older stories about when giants walked the earth. That night, fever takes you. The same sickness that hollowed out your clan. Your body, unbreakable against violence, crumbles against organisms too small to see. The children try to cool your burning skin with seawater. Your last vision, the future, empty caves, tall ones painting over your people's art, your tools in their museums, your bones labeled and shelved, your DNA diluted into theirs until you're not a people anymore, just a percentage, a ghost in their blood. The boy holds your hand as you die. He'll last 3 more winters. The pregnant female, 2. The children, scattered to starvation and predation, maybe 1. Then silence. Gibraltar's caves empty of your kind for the first time in 200,000 years. You were the strongest humans who ever lived. It wasn't enough. Strength couldn't fight time. You wake up at 3 a.m., heart pounding, ready to fight something that isn't there. Your body flooded with adrenaline, muscles tensed for violence, that ancient part of your brain screaming danger when your bedroom is perfectly safe. Congratulations! You just felt your Neanderthal DNA wake up. 2%. That's what you carry if you're non-African. 2% of an extinct species, riding along in your cells like genetic hitchhikers. Doesn't sound like much until you realize that's 40 million base pairs of DNA. 40 million letters of code from people who could bench press 500 pounds and wrestle cave bears. You feel it most when threatened. That surge of impossible strength when your child is in danger. The mother lifting a car off her baby? That's Neanderthal muscle fiber activation. Your genes remember how to fight monsters, even if your mind has forgotten monsters existed. Stand in front of a mirror. See that ridge above your eyebrows? The broad shoulders? The body hair that won't quit? That's them. Every thick-bodied rugby player, every powerlifter who seems too strong to be natural, every person who survives injuries that should kill, they're channeling something older, something that refused to die even when the species did. Your immune system is half Neanderthal. Those HLA genes that help you fight off flu, COVID, a dozen other diseases, gift from your extinct cousins. When Europe's plagues killed millions but some survived, it was Neanderthal DNA making the difference. They're still protecting you 40,000 years after the last one died. But it's not all gifts. Depression? Addiction? That might be them too. Genes designed for a world of feast and famine, constant danger and tight-knit clans, malfunction in modern safety. Your Neanderthal brain, expecting cave bears, finds office jobs. The mismatch breaks something fundamental. Type 2 diabetes runs in your family? Thank your Neanderthal metabolism, designed to hoard every calorie for the next ice age. Blood clots too easily? Their hypercoagulation genes, perfect for surviving mammoth hunts, deadly in airplane seats. Severe COVID? Neanderthal DNA on chromosome 3 makes you 6 times more likely to need a ventilator. They're in your skin, literally. Keratin genes that make some people's skin thick, almost leathery. In your hair, red hair, thick hair, the kind that laughs at winter. In your sleep patterns, that 3 a.m. wake up. Neanderthals lived in shifts, someone always watching for saber-tooths. Your body still thinks it's your turn to watch. When scientists sequence Neanderthal genomes, they find something beautiful and terrible. We didn't replace them, we absorbed them. Every European carries different Neanderthal genes. Combined, humanity has preserved 40% of their genome, spread across billions of people like scattered puzzle pieces. Your great-great-grandmother's unexplained strength? The uncle who survived that impossible accident? The aunt who never got sick despite nursing everyone else? Neanderthal ghosts, surfacing when needed. But here's the beautiful part. Their genes are still evolving, still helping. When Tibetans adapt to altitude, it's Denisovan DNA, Neanderthal cousins, doing the work. When Inuits process fat differently, surviving on pure meat, that's archaic human genetics. We're not done becoming them. Some nights, in the deep sleep, you dream of caves, of following herds across endless snow, of strength you don't possess but somehow remember. That's not imagination. That's genetic memory, 40,000 years old, when part of you was someone else. The Neanderthals lost. Their species ended. Their world vanished. But they won something stranger. Immortality through us. Every baby born carries their strength forward. Every survivor of disease proves their genes still matter. Every human who lifts impossible weight or survives impossible odds channels their ghost. You are not pure Homo sapiens. Never were. You're a hybrid, a mixer of species, carrying the strength of the extinct in your cells. When you need it, really need it, that 2% wakes up. The ghost in your blood remembers how to fight bears, survive plagues, endure suffering that would break a pure sapiens. They're not gone. They're you. And sometimes, late at night, when modern life has beaten you down and you think you can't go on, something older takes over. Something that survived ice ages and saber-tooths and watched its world end but refused to die completely. That's when you understand. You didn't just inherit their DNA. You inherited their refusal to surrender. The strongest humans who ever lived are still here, coded in your cells, waiting for the moment you need to be unbreakable. And in that moment, you are.